Hey guys, today we're going to be talking about comparing numbers in scientific notation. I have some notes that we are going to go through together. So first we are going to talk about comparing numbers in scientific notation when the exponents are different. So when our exponents are different. So when we're doing this, we need to first look at the exponents. And determine which is larger. So which exponent is larger? This will be the larger number. So when we're comparing, we need to make sure to know our inequality sign. So remember, this sign is the less than sign. And I remember that because if we straighten this line out here, it makes an L for less than. And this sign is the greater than. I'll go ahead and highlight that for us so we have that to look back at. Okay, so now that we reviewed that, let's go ahead and look at our first example. So when comparing these two numbers that are in scientific notation, we're going to look at our exponents and see which exponent is bigger. Is 7 bigger or is 5 bigger? Well, we know that 7 is greater than 5, so this number right here is our larger number. So this number is greater than this number, just by using that trick that we learned about comparing the exponents when our exponents are different. Now, if we wanted to, we could take both of these numbers that are written in scientific notation and we can convert them to standard form. Remember, standard form is just a number. And then we could compare them that way. Now, that's a little bit more work for us, but we still could do it like that. So I'm going to show you an example doing it that way too. So if I take this number written in scientific notation and I convert it to standard form, so I need to look at my exponent. It's a positive 7. That means I'm going to move this decimal to the right 7 places. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now my decimal point's all the way down here. I need to fill in those zeros. And I'm going to do the same thing for my other number in scientific notation. 5.6. This time I need to move my decimal to the right 5 places. Remember, when it's a positive exponent, it's going to give us a big number. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now my decimal point's all the way down there. And I'm going to fill in my zeros. So we just took our numbers written in scientific notation and we converted them to standard form. Now I'm going to rewrite these without all the loops so it's easy for me to compare them. Add in my commas. And when we're looking at this, we can easily see that this is the larger number. It has more place values in it. So this number is greater than this number. 34 million is greater than 560,000. Now, if you don't want to do that every time, we use this trick. Look at the exponents and determine which one's larger. That will be the larger number. So if we look at our next example, if I'm comparing these exponents, I can see that 13 is greater than 12. So this number has more place values in it. It is our larger number. It's greater than this number. Now we can use this same trick up here when we have negative exponents. We look at our exponents and we determine which one is larger. Now, if you get confused with the negatives, remember you can always make a quick little number line up here to compare them. The number that is larger is the number that's closer to 0. So -1 is closer to 0. So this is our larger exponent. So that means this number here is less than this number here. And again, we could convert both of our numbers in scientific notation to standard form and compare them that way. So I can write 3.4, and I can convert that to standard form by looking at my exponent. It's a negative exponent, so this time I need to move my decimal to the left 2 places. 1, 2. Now my decimal point is there. I'm going to fill in my 0, and I'm going to do the same thing with my other number. It's a negative exponent, so again, I'm moving the decimal to the left. Remember, negative exponent means it's going to give you a really small number less than 1. I'm moving it to the left 1 place. So now that I've converted my numbers from scientific notation to standard form, I could easily look at them and compare them. I'm going to rewrite it so it's easier for me to look at. And when comparing the place values here, if I look at the tens place, this has a 0 and this has a 5. So just comparing those place values there, I can see that this number is larger than this number here. So 0.034 is less than 0.56. This number is less than this number. All right, our last example, again, we see our exponents are different. When they are different, we need to look at those exponents and determine which one is larger, -7 or -8. Again, you can always make a number line if you get confused with the negative exponents. -1, -2, -3, -4, -5, -6, -7, -8, all the way down here. And I can see that -7 is closer to 0. So -7 is my larger exponent, which means this is larger than this. 3.4 times 10 with an exponent of -7 is greater than 5.6 times 10 to the power of -8. Okay, now let's look at some examples when the exponents are the same. So this time we're looking when the exponents are the same. If the exponents are the same, now we're going to compare the coefficients. Remember that coefficient is our decimal, the first number here. Determine which coefficient is larger. This will be the larger number. So now we see that our exponents are the same, so this time we need to look at our coefficients. And we're just going to look at those numbers and we're going to compare them. Which number is bigger, 5.4 or 6.7? Well, 6.7 is bigger than 4.4. So this number is less than this number. Again, we look at our second example here. We see that our exponents are the same, so that means we need to compare our coefficients. Which number is larger, 3.4 or 2.8? 3.4 is greater than 2.8. So this number here is greater than this number. Again, exponents are the same, so we need to compare our coefficients. Look at which number is larger, 3.6 or 5.6? 5.6 is greater than 3.6. So this number here is less than this number here. This is smaller than this. Again, do the same thing here. Exponents are the same, so we are going to compare our coefficients. The larger coefficient is the larger number. So which one is larger? 3.4 or 5.6? 3.4 is less than 5.6. So this number is less than this number. Again, you could do what we did up here. You could convert these numbers into standard form and compare them that way too. That works. We can do that with this example up here. 4.4 converted to standard form by moving the decimal to the right 5 places. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Do the same thing with our other number, 6.7. This time we're moving the decimal to the right 5 places again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to rewrite it so it's easy for us to compare. Oops. And we can easily see that 670,000, this is greater than 440,000. So 440,000 is less than 670,000. All right, guys, I miss you. I hope you guys are doing well. Please call, email, text me if you guys have any questions. I'm more than happy to help. I've done some over-the-phone tutoring for some students, so don't hesitate to reach out to me if you need me. Have a good rest of the day. Bye.